jan gunan. That Purusha, sitting in Prakriti, experiences this whole world, which is also expression of Prakriti. It experiences this world, and that itself is the cause of this samsara. So the question is, how does this Prakriti bind this Purusha? We have already seen the 24 expressions of this Prakriti, the 24 tattvas. So I hope you remember, huh? If not, then you see on the CD and all those things. So you have to remember the last class also. So the Prakriti, when Purusha sits in Prakriti, gets bound by Prakriti and experiences this world. So how does the Prakriti bind this Purusha? What are the mechanisms by which it gets bound and how it can free itself? Though it was mentioned and hinted in the previous chapter, Bhagavan takes up that topic elaborately in this 14th chapter. The beauty of Bhagavad Gita is that though the main theme is same, it is explained in different ways so that we can understand it completely. So the same thing which was explained in the 13th chapter, Bhagavan explains it here using the great expression of this Prakriti as gunas. You must have heard these gunas, Sattva gun, Rajogun and Tamogun. These three gunas are the threefold qualities of this Prakriti only, which is nothing but Kshetra. So what are these three gunas and how these three gunas bind us and how we can understand these three gunas and become free of these three gunas? That is the whole topic of this chapter. It's one of the most fascinating chapter, and it will help us in our spiritual journey. Because exactly what binds us, if we know, we will be able to become free of that. So this, the whole explanation is given with the help of these three gunas. These three gunas are nothing but threefold expression of Prakriti only. So they are not something new. In the previous chapter, the 24 tattvas, the 24 factors, contents of the scene or the kshetra was given, but all these are also threefold, or they have threefold qualities: sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. This we have seen in the previous chapters also. In the second chapter also, Bhagavan talked about gunas. In the third chapter also he spoke about gunas, that a wise person is one who understands that everything is play of gunas. Guna guneshu vartante iti matvana sajjate. That a wise person looks at this world as play of gunas. So what are these gunas? How do they bind? What are their interrelationship? How the Purusha gets identified with it, and how I can come out of this identification. The whole thing is very beautifully presented. It's like a scientific paper. And even those who study psychology and all, they should study this. This is our depth psychology. How not only our mind functions, but how this whole world functions is explained with the help of these three gunas. It's like in our computer there is this 0 and 1, whole play of 0 and 1. But this whole world is a play of these three: Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. Like the three colors, the main important colors, the basic colors. What are the basic colors? Yes. Red, yellow and blue, I think. I read today. Chalo. So these three colors, the blue color, the yellow color and the red color, when they are mixed in different proportion, they give rise to other colors. So all that a painter can paint is just by mixing these three colors. Similarly, God, the great artist, the great painter, has painted this whole world using these three colors. The Rajasic color, red, the Tamasic, you can say blue, and or maybe Tamasic, you can say, Tamasic may be red, lowest, then Rajasic is yellow, and Sattvic is blue. So violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So red is the basic, yellow, blue. So this whole world is a play of these three colors, play of these three gunas. And how we can understand and become free of these three gunas is very beautifully presented here. Also, after listening to this discourse, Arjuna asked Bhagavan this question, that what is the sign of the person who has gone beyond these three gunas? See, a realized master is named differently in different chapters. In the second chapter, Bhagavan calls a realized master what? Sthita Prajna. In the other chapters, he calls them Bhakta or calls them Yogi, Ajnani. And here Bhagavan calls them Gunatita, one who has gone beyond the gunas. These are all different terms for the same realized master. So Arjuna asks the characteristic of a Gunatit, that is also revealed. So it's a very beautiful chapter. We will begin. Let us chant the first verse. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Chaturdashodhyayah. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Param Bhuya Pravakshami. Jnananam Jnanamuttamam. Yajñatva Munaya Sarve. Param Siddhimito Gataha. Param Bhuya Pravakshami. Jnananam Jnanamuttamam. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Bhagavan begins this chapter by his own words. He doesn't wait for Arjuna to ask any question. So sometimes people ask question, but to ask question also you should have some basic knowledge. From the type of question a person asks, you can determine the level of that person also. Therefore, some of the texts are very, very sublime, like the Upanishads, because the questions asked there are very sublime. The master remaining same, the text becomes sublime if the disciples are also sublime. So in the Dakshinamurti Stotram, it is mentioned about Dakshinamurti as giving the discourse in silence, and the disciples are sitting in front of him and all their doubts are getting dispelled only through silence. But to listen to silence, we should be silent. Otherwise, we will be listening to our own noise, our own voice. So, the most difficult thing is to listen to someone. But the even most difficult is to listen to someone's silence. Not someone's silence, but a Mahatma's silence. It's very difficult. It is possible when we are absolutely quiet, then we are able to listen to that silence. So here Bhagavan by himself, he conveys certain thing which he felt that Arjuna should know, though he had not asked, but for his spiritual growth, this knowledge is important. So Bhagavan says, I will tell you, hey Arjuna, param bhuya pravakshami jnananam jnanamuttamam. Bhuyaha pravakshami. Again I will tell. Bhuyaha means again. Again means he has said so many times. See, one of the things which is often seen in all our scriptures is repetition. They repeat. It might seem very, why they have to repeat? Because it doesn't go into our head in one go. It has to be repeated. It's very strange that so many times when it is told the same thing, then slowly it sinks in. The knowledge sinks. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. So Bhagavan says, Bhuyaha pravakshami. Again I will tell you. Pravakshami, prakarshena, very well, clearly I will convey to you. You just listen. And as you listen, all your doubts will get dispelled. And if you listen very attentively and totally tuned to me, by listening itself, you will be able to experience the truth. You don't have to even do anything. There's nothing to be done. Just by listening carefully to the words of the Master, one can gain that state of liberation. Shravana matrena. When our listening is not proper, then we have to do some reflection. And that reflection leads to meditation. But otherwise, listening itself can take a person into a state of meditation. So Bhagavan says, Param bhuya pravakshami. See, Bhagavan Krishna had so much of love for his disciple, Arjuna. He had a special affection for Arjuna. Bhaktosi me sakha cheti. You are my bhakta and you are my sakha. You are my friend and you are my beloved. You are my devotee. So therefore I am revealing this whole thing to you. What are you revealing? Jnanam. I am telling you the jnanam, knowledge. Jnananam jnanamuttamam, which is superior to all the knowledge. See, the term jnanam was used in the previous chapter for the values also. So here by saying uttamam and param, Bhagavan is not talking about values, but he is talking about revealing the supreme truth, the ultimate reality, which is indicated as uttamam and param. Param jnanam. Ultimate knowledge is the knowledge of our own self. And knowledge is not theoretically knowing something. Knowledge is being ourself itself is knowing the self. Being, knowing, experiencing, all becomes one. See, generally when we know something, like I know this flower, the flower is different and I am different. The flower is different. I can, however much I know the flower, through the senses, through the mind, through the intellect, the flower will always remain different. In fact, whatever I know through the senses, mind and intellect are different from my own self. Suppose I want to know myself, then I have to leave this instrument aside and just be my own self. So therefore, this knowledge of the self is something superior, something infinitely great. No doubt about it. Jnananam jnanamuttamam. See, worldly knowledge is also great. If as long as this world is there and we have to interact with the world, you should know about the world. But we are not permanent resident in this world. The world is like a dream. When we will wake up, when we will go into another dream, we don't know. Whatever one may have learnt in one dream may not be useful in the other dream. You may take great PhD and great scholarship in this particular lifetime, but again we are born somewhere, we have to go to school again. You don't find anybody, I have learnt everything in my previous life. मेरे को डायरेक्टली नौकरी दे दो. Nothing like that. You have to again go to same ABCD, same Jack and Jill. So many times they fail. And it goes on and on. Yeah? So, worldly knowledge dies with the death of the body, dies with the death of the mind, the intellect, it is gone. But the knowledge of the self remains because I remain. I don't die. The self doesn't die. Once that self is recognized, it is eternally with us only. So, param bhuyah pravakshami jnananam jnanam uttamam. The greatest of all the knowledge. See, Bhagavan had to, before he, in every chapter we found, most of the chapter, that before revealing the main theme, he always gives the mahima of that knowledge to make us ready, to make us interested. It's like